When I bought my lakefront property 15 years ago, I pictured quiet weekends fishing, camping, and teaching my kids to skip rocks. I built a small dock and kept a humble campsite on the far side of the water, away from the main house, where I'd pitch a tent and cook over an open fire whenever life got too loud. Over the years, the neighborhood on the other side of the lake grew. Fancy new homes, manicured lawns, and an HOA that thought they ran the world. I didn't mind them at first. My land was clearly marked, the lake itself was on my deed, and the neighborhood had their own tiny pond to maintain. But you know how these things go. People see water, they think it's public. Last summer, I decided to unplug for a weekend and camp out at my lakeside spot. I set up my tent, lit a small fire, and had my old fishing rod propped up while I grilled dinner. The sun was setting, birds were singing. It was exactly the peace I needed. That's when she showed up. Betty, the neighborhood's self-appointed queen bee, complete with HOA name badge. She stomped down the slope in bright white sneakers, scowling like I dumped garbage on her lawn. "Excuse me," she yelled, pointing at my tent. "You can't camp here. This is HOA recreational space." I laughed. I thought she was joking. "Ma'am, this is my lake, my campsite. You're actually on my property." Betty's face went red. She pulled out her phone and dialed 911 like she'd caught a bank robber. She told the dispatcher there was a vagrant man squatting by the lake and demanded an officer remove me immediately. When the sheriff's deputy arrived 20 minutes later, I greeted him with my property deed in hand. He was polite, but you could see the smirk behind his professional nod when he read my paperwork. Then he turned to Betty. "Ma'am, this entire lake and the surrounding tree line belong to him. You and your HOA have no easement here." Betty sputtered. But our members use this lake for paddleboarding. We've maintained the trail." "Ma'am," the deputy said, pointing to my signs, "those private property signs, they're legally posted. You've been trespassing for years." When Betty realized she was on the wrong side of the law, she switched tactics. She claimed they'd spent HOA money maintaining a path down to the lake. I just shook my head. Not only had they built an illegal trail, but they'd even installed a community dock on my water. That night, I didn't pack up my tent. I called my lawyer instead. Within a week, the HOA got a cease and desist letter, complete with a demand to remove their community dock and to restore the shoreline they'd torn up. When they resisted, I added no trespassing cameras and fencing. The next month, they paid thousands to remove their trail and dock. Word got out fast. The lake was private, and trespassers would be prosecuted. These days, my campsite is still my peaceful escape. The deer come closer now that the crowds are gone. My kids camp with me, fish with me, and know every inch of the water is ours. No HOA queen can take that from us. And if Betty ever tries again, well, I've got the paperwork, the cameras, and the law on my side, plus a cozy camp chair right by the water to watch her fume from afar.